What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the spot where we kick back and react to all kind of different things. Alright, so what we got going on today? We're about to check out an animal video. This one is not our usual though. The title of this one is called The Most Stupid Things Animals Do. So I think we're gonna get a lot of laughs out of this one, so I'm ready for it. Hope you are. Alright, but before we get into this, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? It costs you nothing, and it keeps you up on all new videos that drop on this channel, not to mention it gets us one step closer to our goals for this year, trying to get to 3,500 subs. Alright, so if you have not hit that button yet, just remember it is absolutely free. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button and become an official supporter. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this. We're gonna check out the most stupid things animals do. Let's go.
If nature comes up with a creature that has more than one head, and we aren't talking about ancient Greek myths, then this creature will clearly have problems. Take at least two-headed turtles. These are rare, amazing animals, and you can't call their life simple. And when I say rare, I mean it. There's one two-headed turtle in about every 1,000 hatchlings. The most striking example of a two-headed turtle is Ditto, the pond slider. Ditto's heads were constantly fighting each other over every decision the turtle made.
They straight up named him after a Pokemon? That's cold. They expect him to evolve with a third head. Oh man, whoever did that, they did that. They knew what they was doing. They knew what they was doing.
Trying to seize control of the body. They fought over where to go, what to eat, whether to dive or resurface. If you have a sibling, you can certainly imagine what it's like. They fought especially fiercely over food.
Did you imagine that? Like, think about that. As much as we all get annoyed by our siblings, it never, there's no exceptions to that rule. So imagine your sibling is really stuck next to you. There's nothing you could do about it. Y'all literally sharing shoulders. I could only imagine how irritating that would be.
Each head wanted to have it all. Naturally, this wouldn't lead to anything good, but Ditto got lucky. The turtle was discovered in time by a wildlife conservation organization. If it hadn't been, things would get really sad, because when two heads emerge from one shell, they fight over everything from food to the direction in which the animal is about to move. If one head dies and infects a living head, it quickly results in sepsis and organ failure. A surviving head can die within hours after that, since the two heads share one heart and circulatory system. So no wonder that in the wild, two-headed turtles simply have no chance to survive. Although some of them can live up—
Yo, wait, hold up. The image right there. Did he really chop? Yep, he decapitated his own. What would you call that? Is that murder or suicide with extra steps? I know I'm wrong for that, but still, I couldn't help it. Look at that.
Chance to survive. Although some of them can live up to 2 months, the vast majority die much faster simply because they can't compete for resources. Well, predators, of course, are also a factor. Actually, let's be honest, it's difficult for most turtles to survive even with one head.
I've never— crabs be taking out— I know birds be doing it, but crabs be taking out baby turtles too? Yo, y'all see that?
For most turtles to survive even with one head.
Straight with his claw, just pried it open like, I got you. Yo!
But
never seen that before.
Imagine for a moment that two heads are not a disadvantage but a perk, then Ditto would be a super turtle. If its heads could find a common ground, then one of them could stay on the surface of the water while the other would hunt underwater, not wasting any time on breathing. Or one head would watch out for predators while the other is sleeping. It's like having a clone that does half the work for you. Alas, so far there are no two-headed animals whose heads reconciled and turned their peculiarity into an advantage. Most likely they simply don't have enough time for that, and this is rather sad. After all, they didn't get to choose the way they would be born. Things are different when it comes to seals and eels. Just try to wrap your head around it. Who would stick an eel up their nose? Seals would.
Yeah.
They're mischievous enough to try something like this just for fun.
Wait.
The thing is, such behavior—
How? How do you even get the snake? How does he get the snake? He's not like he has hands that can grab him and stuff him in there. So how does it even work?
Behavior is really dangerous. In the remote northwestern Hawaiian Islands, there have been at least 3 or 4 cases of seals found with eels lodged in their noses. Although no seal has died or got seriously injured by the eel, having a dead animal in one's nose can have potentially adverse health effects. At least because, while diving, a seal with an eel in its nostril won't be able to close it, and water can enter the lungs of the animal and cause pneumonia. Not to mention that the dead eel will start to decompose, and this will lead to infections that have got to be treated. This is quite problematic when the animal lives in the wild, which is why people usually pull eels out of seals' noses. But it'd be nice if animals...
Okay, at least say that. At least people are looking out for them. But still, why? Why? And they say people do dumb stuff and everything.
Almost stopped putting them in there. Though domesticated animals have their problems too. For example, it doesn't seem like hens really care about their offspring. Unlike other birds that make their own nests and carefully lay eggs, hens don't really care about that. People make a soft landing for them on the floor, but even in such conditions, the hens somehow manage to lay eggs straight from the perch, drop the eggs, and break them. Or lay eggs while standing, which increases the risk of cracks. Does it bother the hens? Nope. They actually don't care what would happen to the offspring. But that's not even the biggest issue, because hens can get addicted to the taste of their own eggs. This bad habit...
Yeah, what? What? So now chickens are also on the list of those who will eat their own young? Really? I was about to try and defend them because I've seen clips, I guess this is domesticated ones, because clips I've seen of like animal documentaries where they got chickens out in the wild, they act a lot different. So is it our fault that they were like this? Because I've seen a chicken in the wild defend her eggs against a hawk and actually like beat that hawk's ass. So like he won the fight. So I'm like, how do we get to that and then somehow get to this? I think it's our fault. The domestication drove them crazy and now they're just doing weird stuff.
But occurs when one hen tastes a cracked egg, and then others see it and begin to do the same. If this happens often enough, such hens have to be isolated. However, hens can peck their own eggs not only because they realized how tasty they are, but simply out of boredom or out of curiosity to check what's inside. To fix this problem, experts recommend arranging brain-stimulating activities for hens. Stimulate hens' brains. I could never expect they might need that. While hens eat their own eggs quite often, the story of the rooster named Batiar is unique in its own way. The thing is, this rooster crows until he faints. Batiar lives in Turkey and became an internet star after his owner filmed his strange crowing. The rooster kept crowing until he got exhausted and fainted. Naturally, this unusual behavior of the rooster caused heated debate. After all, there had to be a
Yo, it went viral. If anyone can find that video, I'm probably gonna look for it for myself, but if anybody finds that video, put it in the comments, because I got to see that. I'll even react to it on here so we can all enjoy it. He crowed until he passed out. What?
Reason why the bird is so determined to crow until he passes out. Some believe that this may be caused by the temperament of the rooster. He just doesn't know when to stop. Others suggest that Batiar may be trying to tell us something important, but he simply doesn't have the strength or time for people to understand it. Whatever the case, Batiar became so popular for his crowing, he was about to go on a world tour, and people were offering to buy the rooster for several $1,000s. It's unlikely that was Batiar's plan all along, but who knows?
Wait, so
actually, of all animals...
Wait, you said he was about to, so did he actually go on the tour? Like, finish the explanation, man. What happened to him?
Actually, of all animals, birds are the ones who do the stupid things most often for some reason. While hens don't care what happens to their eggs, other birds don't bother feeding the already hatched chicks. Or rather, they don't really think what they're doing. While adult birds can enjoy a variety of bird foods, a large number of seeds and nuts represent a choking risk for fledglings. If the food's too large for the fledgling's throat, it may suffocate because the food ends up in the airways and may block them.
So it's more than just people that are bad parents, I swear. We need to have the animal version of CPS out there. Look at that. What? This bird, your mama didn't teach you nothing. Your mama didn't teach you nothing.
Parents of fledglings sometimes have no idea how much food their offspring needs. They bring a lot of food and put it right in their throats. Best case scenario, the fledgling will cough and shake its head after this. In the worst case, well, you get the idea. But okay, there's a reason why bird parents act like that. They're just trying too hard. What about the bird that puts its head in the crocodile's mouth? I mean, it actually put it there. Perhaps it just didn't know that crocodiles have about 4,000 tiny raised black spots on their heads, especially along their jaws, inside their mouths, and between their teeth. These spots are very sensitive, roughly like the tips of a person's fingers. Even a light touch, for example, when a bird sticks its beak into a crocodile's mouth, is registered by the crocodile, which then immediately closes its jaws around whatever is inside. Well,
Yep. And that's why you got these idiots out here. Not the bird. Well, yeah, the bird, but people getting messed up trying to put their heads in crocodile mouths and everything, trying to be funny or trying to put on a show or prove how brave they are or something. I remember seeing one where a dude was nervous and he put his head in there, and they said he had done this a bunch of times according to the narration and everything, but one drop of sweat fell off of his forehead and hit the tongue of that crocodile. Snap! It took 6 people on that video to get together and pry the mouth open, and they only got it open just enough to get dude's head out. They wasn't able to pry it all the way open. I think they got like a few centimeters, which is just enough for dude to slide his head out. Why do people even mess around like that?
Oh, maybe this bird just wanted to clean the crocodile's teeth. You've probably heard of this kind of symbiotic relationship. The Egyptian plover is sometimes called the crocodile bird because it supposedly flies into the mouths of crocodiles to feast on rotting meat stuck between its teeth. Although ancient historians such as Herodotus wrote about it, modern scholars consider it more of a myth than a reality. So far, there's no photographic evidence to prove this actually happened. There are no reports or other observations by scientists. So even if the bird wanted to enter into a symbiotic relationship with the crocodile, it just became part of the myth. But my favorite example of weird and rather silly animal behavior is when animals deal...
Makes you wonder, the ancient Egyptians that saw that, did they really see it? Or did it happen maybe a little bit differently? I'm thinking maybe somebody saw a bird fly into a croc's mouth to start eating the rotten meat, but didn't stay and watch the entire thing go down. Didn't see the ending. The croc probably let it there, that particular croc. Because we've seen strange things happen, like the one video a while back where a croc had like an animal in its mouth, swam up to the shore and let it out. So you never know the relationship between two specific individuals and everything, even if they are animals. So what if the croc just let the bird long enough to get his teeth clean and then was like, okay, and then snap when he was ready to eat him? You never know.
With cold food. When animals come into contact with something cold, such as snow or ice cream, they sometimes experience a phenomenon called brain freeze. It sounds a bit terrifying, but the way it works is actually quite simple.
How is that terrifying? Brain freeze is something that we deal with too.
One of the blood vessels in the mouth or throat cools rapidly due to the low temperature, causing an intense headache. This pain quickly disappears after the animal no longer touches the cold object. On the internet, there are many videos of cats and other animals experiencing this phenomenon. There was once even...
Okay, now people are just messed up for that. Come on now, the animals don't know no better. It was like, they don't know what they're getting into. You're just forcing brain freezes on them like that. That's just wrong. That's wrong. I know we did it to ourselves. Like when I was younger, I used to love going to a 7-Eleven and getting like the Slurpees and then take huge gulps on purpose. Like me and some of my friends and everything would even like challenge each other to see who can hold out the longest. We were stupid back then, I swear. You're like taking a huge gulp of the Slurpee and then just hold it and then swallow it and just let your brain freeze. We did it to ourselves. That was our choice. But y'all out here doing it to animals? Come on now, that's foul. That's foul. What's wrong with people?
Even a coyote caught on camera. Although brain freeze didn't stop him, the coyote just kept walking in the cold water. Does this count as smart behavior? I'm not quite sure. It might just be a very strong urge to drink water. But actually...
Maybe he had something to prove. He's like, this ain't gonna stop me. What if it could have been like us? He could have had a bet with another wolf.
Looking at the behavior of animals, you often think they're a little silly, or not so little. However, this is an illusion, as animals have developed sophisticated ways of finding food, avoiding predators, and navigating their environment. They simply wouldn't be able to survive if they didn't have a sufficiently advanced intellect. And these are not my assumptions, but facts proven by experiments. Take, for example, the experiments of French scientists. They gave oranges and pineapples to fruit flies, on which the insects lay their eggs. But scientists would dab one kind of fruit with a nasty-tasting chemical. Some flies quickly learned to avoid bad-tasting fruits and didn't land on them, even when researchers didn't put chemicals on them. Scientists allowed these insects to breed, and as a result, they created a population of smarter flies, which were more intelligent than ordinary flies. But then I wondered, if it was so...
See, when people say animals are stupid, they're not. Even the insects and everything will figure little things out.
Easy for scientists to teach better learning skills to some insects, then why didn't the ancestors of these insects evolve the same intelligence in the wild? The answer lies in a concept that I would call costly intelligence. It's best described by an experiment with the same flies. The researchers placed smart fly larvae next to normal fly larvae and allowed them to compete for food resources. It turned out that smart fly larvae died off more often than stupid ones. Why? Well, in fact, intelligence is no different from feathers, tentacles, or petals. This is the same biological feature, which has its pros and cons. Intelligence requires energy, that is, the calories that we use to power our brains. The less energy the brain spends, the more is left for some other purpose, like keeping the body warm, building additional muscle mass, and preventing illness. That is, smarter animals definitely lose the perks that dumber ones have. It's also possible that genes that improve one feature, such as intelligence, affect another one or even cause diseases. And
That makes sense when you think about it, because think about it. Our level of intelligence versus every other species on this planet, and our level of frailty compared to every other animal on this planet and everything. You know, we got animals that could kill us in one swipe. They didn't even have to bite us. They could just slap us and we're done. They're that strong. But we're more intelligent than them. So basically, evolution, they was just putting more energy into their muscles, the muscles that can kill you. So yeah, I'm like, I can get with a theory like that. Now the question is, actually it's a bunch of variables, really. Like the question is, like, how much energy do we actually have to go into this place or that place? Is it possible for a creature to live that has enough energy to distribute everywhere, have a high functioning intelligent brain, while having a strong body, while having a lot of like cardio and athleticism, being able to move fast and everything? You know, is it possible? Makes you wonder.
Intelligence affect another one or even cause diseases. In part, this can also explain behavior that doesn't make any practical sense at first glance. For example, some animals play with each other or some objects. This may not be beneficial in terms of survival or reproduction, but entertainment can help reduce stress levels and improve the overall well-being of the population. What does it take?
Everybody needs a breather. That's what it comes down to. And humans or otherwise, everybody needs to have fun.
Tell us? Well, don't forget to rest, and if possible, keep your head out of the crocodile's mouth, even if you have two of them. See you later.
That was interesting. There are some very dumb things that some animals do, yes, but very interesting. All right, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Go down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this one, and let me know what you'd like to see me react to next. Excuse me. Hit that like button before you go. Share this video with everyone you know, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right, so till next time, take care of yourselves, and I'm out of here.